I think city-funded grocery stores are a good idea where they are needed. We have a small town. It was a necessity for us. I'm Keith Van Leeuwen. I'm mayor of St. Paul, Kansas. Population 650 people. The store is profitable. It is about 1 to 2% profitability a year. Our workforce, we have 2 full-time people and 13 to 15 part-timers.
St. Paul's Supermarket in St. Paul, Kansas stands out as a successful city-owned grocery store. Just 10 miles away, Erie Market offers a stark contrast, having closed its doors after several consecutive years of losses.
My name is Mayor Butch Klingenberg, Erie, Kansas. We are a town of about 960 to 1,000 in town. In 2020, we purchased the Erie Market grocery store in Erie, Kansas, and we had 1 profitable month. And then after that, we were bleeding. We made no profit. And this went on clear through 2024, and we had to lease it out. Lease it out or close it.
City-owned grocery stores are gaining significant attention lately, as Zohran Mamdani, the winner of the New York City Democratic mayoral primary, is proposing a network of these stores.
Municipal grocery stores, I proposed a pilot, 1 in each borough. That's 5 in total, at a total cost of $60 million, less than half of what the city's already set to spend on subsidizing corporate supermarkets at a cost of $140 million.
Many skeptics doubt that city-owned grocery stores could succeed in a big city like New York. CNBC visited 2 small...
The city-run grocery stores are like communism and like socialism. I mean, communism and socialism are I think there's the same. I mean, one is probably, they're both different, but they have like the same concept. They're different, but they have the same concept. And the guy earlier said that he had 2 full-time and 13 part-time. And again, I think it's better to not have the it's facts. I mean, it's facts that it's better if like business, like someone owns it instead of like the government owning it, because the government is not very good with money, and the government should not be should not control the economy. It should be the business people and companies, because they're better with money compared to the government. And again, I mean, the grocery stores may higher the price to get more profit, yeah. I think that's probably why they did that in 2020, because there wasn't really a demand. No, there wasn't really much supply, and they saw that people were still buying it, so they just rose the price. I mean, there's many things that many reasons why that inflation happened in the 2021 and 2022 era, why inflation happened, many reasons. But the city-run grocery stores are actually the USSR's. On Fox News, they were showing that the USSR had city-run grocery stores and it failed. So it shows that the America is experiencing communism, socialism in the country. You don't want that, because these city-run grocery stores and these these Muslim people running for office, because every time there's a Muslim person running government or part of a city or state, I mean, I'm not probably sure they have governors, not in America, but in other countries, it doesn't go well. With Iran, it was taken over by Muslims, Islam, and it's it got it has no freedom. And you have this guy who's running in not Mississippi, Minnesota, where he he was from a third world country and came here. He's from Somalia, and he's like Mamdani, right? They both have socialism and communism ideas, and they don't care about the city they're running. They want to impose their agenda, so more Muslims could come, more people, the Muslims are coming into the country, and they want to spread the Muslim agenda into America, right? And you don't want like Islam taking over America. It's Islam took over these countries. I mean, no religion should take over a country except Christianity. I mean, Christianity is not a religion, it's a relationship with Jesus. Like Islam is like it is not peaceful like Islam, like at all. Um, they beat their woman if they show, like, the woman can't show their face, and if they do, they get beaten. It's like, and other stuff also, but it's just, Islam is not peaceful.
Smaller cities in Kansas to find out how the model works and whether it could be replicated in larger cities. With a city-owned grocery store, the city funds and manages them. They are often located in public buildings and frequently staffed by municipal employees. Many of these stores also benefit from tax exemptions, such as property taxes, which could help reduce overhead costs. St. Paul Supermarket is also able to reduce operational costs, as it doesn't have to pay rent or property taxes.
The operating cost is about $500,000 a year. The couple that were running the store in 2013 were ready to retire, and the city decided they had to keep the store open, so they decided to purchase it and run it. In 2013, when the city took over, we really had to look at our inventory. We had to cut waste. There was things that sold better that we bring in. We did not have items that didn't sell, so we really cut a lot of items. Our store managers, they talk with our customers and everything, and if someone wants something brought in, they will bring it in if possible. Other than that, they stay with what's been selling through the store.
Had the city not intervened a decade ago, St. Paul risked becoming a food desert, an area with limited access to affordable, healthy food. St. Paul Supermarket is the only grocery store in the city. This local challenge reflects a broader national issue. An estimated 53.6 million Americans, or 17.4% of the population, live in low-income areas where many residents are far from a grocery store, more than half a mile in urban areas and over 10 miles in rural areas.
City-run grocery stores are really an important concept. They step in to fill a healthy food access void. And instead of being accountable to shareholders, these grocery stores are first and foremost accountable to their community, often trying to just reach break even, cover operating costs, and be able to pass on those savings to their customers.
I think city-funded grocery stores are a good idea where they are needed. We have a small town. It was a necessity for us.
Since these stores don't have to pay rent and are often tax incentivized, they may have a better chance of succeeding. Yet this advantage didn't help Erie Market in Kansas. Last year, the city had to lease its store to a private entity due to financial struggles.
Grocery stores, it's a business. Whether you own it or the city owns it, it doesn't matter. If you do not have them pay taxes, and we're zero tax on food now in our grocery stores, that still didn't help us. Zero rent doesn't help us. The city to lease it out was simple. City council, when they bought this store, they really didn't think about the fact that they're going to have to pay city wages, have to pay retirement, sick leave, maternity leave, so many things that the municipalities have got. And just look at the shoplifting. You're going to have it. That's another loss. You can't do anything about it. You got to replace those groceries in order to sell them.
Other city-owned grocery stores have met the same fate as Erie Markets. Caney Grocery, located about 70 miles from Erie Market, hasn't been profitable, according to Mayor Josh Elliott, which is why the city is trying to sell it. In 2024, Baldwin Market in Baldwin, Florida, closed its doors due to low customer turnout, according to the Florida Times Union.
Municipalities aren't designed to run a grocery store. It's pretty obvious, folks, that if you're going to run a grocery store, that's what you need to be coming from, somebody that ran grocery stores. Cities don't know how to run grocery stores, period.
City-run grocery stores.
I mean, the government should not be involved with like the economy and like businesses. People should be in charge of the businesses, not the government. He's right that like the city should not run a grocery store. I mean, I'm probably putting in my words. I mean, like I know he said no city or something with the city doesn't know how to run a grocery store. I mean, like the city is not supposed to be running a business. The government is you know is for laws, is to it's not for businesses, right? And again, we are in $37 trillion in debt, and the government is not gonna know how to the government doesn't care, that's one. And also the government wastes the money on bureaucrats, and bureaucrats. That's pretty much it. I mean, besides, you know earlier this year, Doge, and they were saying, oh, we're sending $100 billion to India for LGBTQ plus flag thing, or LGBTQ. I mean, I'm just making that up. I mean, I'm not pretty sure. I probably heard someone said it, but not like for real, but they made it up. I'm just um wording their word. I know it has to do with something with the LGBTQ in India, and I'm not sure if I think $100 billion, what the guy said. He was making it up, but like the government should not like be in charge of businesses. That's communism. We don't want to go into communism because and socialism, because those two, and other like government style government style uh types of government are not good. But I'm not gonna talk about them because many reasons. I mean, I don't want to make this like socialism, communism is like the main focus of like Mamdani, so it wouldn't make like, alright, pretend I didn't there's other types of governments, that don't work, like aristocrats, the oligarchy, those are like not good. It's not good, Bard. Those are not good, but I'm not really gonna talk about them really that much. I mean, because like the video's not about oligarchies or aristocrats. I know I may say aristocrats. I'm saying it wrong. Oligarchy. I'm saying it wrong. Like I'm having the like it sounds similar, but it's like a bit like it doesn't really sound good. So I'm not really gonna talk about that because it's not really like it's not part of the video. Like communism and socialism is like part of the video. It would make sense if I talk about communism and socialism because Madami is like doing a socialism and communism idea.
stores, it's a challenging enterprise. The grocery business is challenging. Grocery stores are already operating on tight profit margins, 2 to 3%. So even striving for break even will only pass along so much savings to consumers. And large corporate retail chains benefit from economies of scale that can be near impossible for these city-run grocery stores or individual grocers to achieve.
Consumers living in U.S. urban areas have been affected by the rise in grocery prices. Over the past 40 years, prices have tripled, putting a strain on household budgets. To put it another way, what $1 could buy in groceries in 1985 will cost more than $3 in 2025. Zohran Mamdani is advocating for city-owned grocery stores to make food more affordable, and the idea is gaining traction. A March 2025 survey of 854 likely New York City voters found that 2/3 support the creation of municipal grocery stores.
These stores will operate without a profit motive or having to pay property taxes or rent, and will pass on those savings to you.
However, critics of Mamdani, like John Catsimatidis, CEO of New York-based supermarket chain Gristedes and D'Agostino and supporter of President Trump, don't think it will work. Catsimatidis, who is threatening to close the chain if Mamdani is elected New York City mayor, says there are so many variables involved in running a grocery store in a city.
Almost every grocery store works on a profit margin of 1%, 2%. So everything else is the same. If everything else is the same, if you cut our rent, if you cut our electric costs, then we could sell for the same prices that Mr. Zohran wants to sell for. The only differential is if we're making 2%, and he doesn't want to make it, that's not going to change the prices of the product. People are union workers. They deserve to work. They deserve to get paid. They deserve to be treated with respect. And Mr. Zohran, I don't think he knows anything about that. He has a great smile and a great gift of talking, but no clue about what the real world is all about.
Do you not need the support of a billionaire businessman like John Catsimatidis?
I don't know if I need his support specifically, but I want to make clear that my vision for this city is a vision for every single New Yorker, including business leaders across the city. And the reason I say that is that my proposal,
free health care, like free universal child care, that stuff, like nothing is like free, right? We don't have that in the country. I mean, probably some areas probably do have that, but or maybe like some states have that. I think Oklahoma has like universal preschool something, but it's not free. You're paying it with your taxes. And again, there's like, I don't want to pay for somebody's kid's daycare or health care. Like this, buy it with your own money. I mean, that's how, we should not have like the government be involved with the economy. I mean, it's better if the people run the economy, so, business people, because they know how to handle, they know how to handle the, do money and stuff. The government is not very good at that,
even the ones to increase the top corporate tax rate of New York to match that of New Jersey, are ones that would also benefit those business leaders. Because when I have conversations with them, what I also hear, just how expensive this city is preventing them from attracting and retaining the talent they need to grow their business.
New York City is very expensive, very, it's not cheap. The rent is very high. I mean, you have a bunch of people living in New York City, and if a bunch of people live in a small area, the cost of living is going to be very high because the supply, the demand is higher than the supply. That's it's if you have more supply, then it's going to be cheaper. If you have a bunch of people in a in one area, then it's going to be very expensive. It's just, you know, if, let's say, we build more houses and apartments, that's going to work because, that's, capitalism. That's, you're letting the people build houses and apartments. So, but the, government is having, restrictions, regulations. So the people wouldn't do that. I mean, if you let the people do what they need to do to build houses and build apartments, then the whole country even would get less expensive because you're letting people build and build freely. I mean, it's just how capitalism works. You know, Capitalism is very good. I love capitalism.
Population size of huge cities like New York could present an opportunity or a challenge. St. Paul Supermarket operates successfully in a town of fewer than 700 residents, while New York City boasts an estimated population of over 8.4 million.
I think the bigger city would have a lot more difficulty running a grocery store than our smaller community. Everyone knows everyone here. It's easier for us to get help. I think the bigger city would have more trouble running a grocery store.
There are some challenges that we have seen in the rural city-owned grocery stores because of the small population and because of the more complex retail operations and supply chain in a rural area that the New York City-run grocery stores would not have to face. So I think this is a really unique and exciting opportunity to be able to pilot a city-run grocery store in a large city. And I think in many ways that could be easier and have more advantages to the rural model.
Some smaller local business owners also oppose the idea of city-owned groceries. Fernando Mateo, spokesperson for United Bodegas of America, argues they can't match the prices of the proposed city-owned grocery stores and risk being pushed out of the market.
How are you going to try to come in and disrupt our livelihood? It's not going to happen.
The concern is that city-run grocery stores and being able to put healthy foods at affordable prices could threaten the existing businesses in New York City. And my hope would be that in creating a marketplace in which there are more affordable food prices, that other businesses could rise to the occasion and provide competitive prices as well. So I think it would be a shift to their business model, but hopefully to the benefit of consumers. And we've seen different independent retailers through cooperatives and other models coming together to collectively source food and beverages at lower prices to be able to then pass on those savings to their consumers. So hopefully in the long run could be, beneficial and streamline efficiencies for, I'd say, both consumers and local businesses.
Mamdani did not respond in time to our request for an interview. Several cities are reevaluating the model of city-owned grocery stores. Madison, Wisconsin has leased a city-owned space for a privately run grocery store set to open this year. Atlanta, Georgia's grocery model is similar to Madison's and plans to establish 2 new grocery stores in 2025. However, Chicago has abandoned plans for a city-run grocery store and is instead focusing on public markets, according to WBEZ Chicago.
A public market is when the city owns the building and leases the space to smaller vendors. In New York City, Mayor Fiorello LaGuardia during the Great Depression opened up 10 public markets. 6 of them still remain. The model of a city grocery store can be a hybrid model with conventional private wholesalers supplying the store. Private companies can actually manage and run the supermarkets. And New York City has lots of examples of public-private partnerships in the supermarket business. Publicly supported supermarkets, public markets that support small vendors selling fruits and vegetables and meats and fish. Lots of different models that the city can embrace.
Even though I would say most city-run and nonprofit grocery stores have closed their doors, ultimately, there is an incredible opportunity to apply lessons learned and develop a successful model in New York City. To me, the most promising opportunity is that city-run grocery stores have the potential to lower grocery prices by eliminating corporate greed from the retail pricing equation.
A city-run grocery store is very effective in a smaller town, smaller community. I do not believe it would work for a larger city of any size as well as it would work here.
This is the sinner's prayer. Say this prayer if you want to become a born-again Christian to be saved and to go to heaven for the first time, or you were a born again Christian, but you decided to leave Jesus for your own desires, and you want to come back to Jesus. Mean this prayer with your whole heart, because if you don't, it's not going to count. So mean this prayer with your whole heart. If you don't repent at all while you're still alive and you die, you go to hell, and hell isn't a place you want to go to. There's endless torture, fire, darkness, and you are in hell for eternity if you don't repent. Jesus spoke more about hell than he did about heaven. People went to hell and came back saying their testimonies about hell. And in the upper right corner, there's going to be a box there. It's going to have people's testimonies about hell. It's going to be there in the future. Jesus is coming back soon. We're living in the last days. In the upper right corner, there's going to be a box there. It's going to have end times playlists. If you're watching this on your computer, drag your mouse to the 2 lines, click on the 2 lines, and it will pause the video, so it will make it easier for you to read the prayer. If you are watching this on your phone, then pause and tap on the screen so it wouldn't be dark. I'm going to show you how to zoom in on your phone. If you have any questions about Jesus, the sinner's prayer, or my Christian videos, you could comment down below. Jesus loves you all. Christian playlist right over there, and Christian video up here. Bye and subscribe.